Oh, there's the thread. Whee! Arriving at the LCE department. Boy, what in the... The site that greeted us was nothing like what we remembered from our last visit on the regular checkup. We were too late. I thought HQ's reinforcements would be holding the line, or at the very least they'd walk into a battle or something. I didn't think any department would be worse than us. All we could see were bodies slumped along the floor, filling the corridor in motionless silence. Like, this is just, like, awful. I've never thought, like, the ship would go down this badly. Like, Faust, have you got any idea how many LCE are actually combat ready? The eco gears they wear are researched and extracted with combat purposes in mind. The LCE tends to encounter more combat tryouts and experiments compared to other research-focused departments. The vast majority of its employees are required to have completed basic training pertaining to the aforementioned. However, ego equipment cannot make up for incompetence and dipshittery, although the current research and extraction process may be sophisticated enough to see some considerable results in combat. It would seem they were ill-equipped to handle pre-planned ambush such as this. Fair chance those lab nerds could do anything in a real fight, let alone against the spiders out on the prowl. The memories came flooding back. This department was doomed from the start. Researchers jotting down our checkup results on piles of paper, and Hohenheim, with his droopy, tired eyes, leafing through files, covered in just anime manga popping out of his coat. Like, my god. We'd barely exchanged goodbyes when he rounded up the burnt-out lab staff who were already pulling their hair out from sheer levels of stress to oversee another experiment in progress. So, if you happen to notice anyone who looks like Hohenheim, let me know ASAP. Understood, manager. I am setting my scanning senses to Hohenheim. I will let you know when I start hearing anime waifus. What? I have identified 3 bodies in various states that make immediate recognition challenging. However, their stature and attire make it extremely unlikely that any of them are Hohenheim. Out of 32 bodies, 26 show identical physical trauma. Every one of them has a spiral-shaped perforation at the center of the chest, over where the heart is. Their cause of death seems to be the same type of spiral weapon they are holding in their hands, manager. These spirals? I think they pulled them out of themselves, but why would... Soft? Roshu cast her gaze down, quietly eyeing her palm. From the cryptic words of the contemplative look on her face, I could easily guess that she was taking a trip through the shadows of her past. All right, guys, buckle up. We're going to a flashback. Touching an invisible object with her palm and feeling its texture in search of something that should have been there in her hands. And I've been through enough to know that we would be revisiting her past together. However, Oh man, sorry guys, the flashback box is we're getting a bad signal. What I witnessed was completely different from the memories of the other sinners I'd seen so far. The vision I saw was completely fragmented, as if a blade had cut up her memories into pieces. I gazed back upon the cryptic scenes of Ryoshu's memory that flashed before my eyes. Saru. That name's all I can remember. You mean, as you've seen, Clock, my mind has been hacked to tatters. The sequence of the shapes, everything is in tangles. This is why she talks like crazy. Thank you, Project Moon. I appreciate you coming up with a backstory that explains my stupid voice decision way back in Canto 1. There's nothing I can explain without my memory. It seems we've gotten the gist of the situation. The worst case scenario here would be a breach from the outside happening while abnormalities, distortions, and Penicatula break containment all at once. Whoa, babe. Now that's a situation I really don't even want to think about. We'd be fighting trespassers and all kinds of monsters broken loose. The weapons used to massacre the researchers are not uniform. The victims appear to have been killed with various assortment of arms. My darling daughter. Eyes on me when using strange weapons that leave the farthest reaching arcs. Eyes on me when using weapons that kill with the tiniest incisions. Eyes on me when using flexible weapons that crush anything that they make contact with. What a tangled mess, just like that bastard. This was a surprise attack carried out without any delay whatsoever, and the LC had no time to even plan a counterattack. It was, for lack of a better word, a massacre. It appears the invaders had the abnormality containment units opened only after they confirmed that the surprise attack had been carried out successfully. Like, that sure is fishy. Like, I mean, should it be the other way around? Unlock the containment units first, let the monsters wreak havoc throughout the facility, dead swoop in, like, during the chaos and finish off the stragglers. Like, that'd be the easier course of action. Indeed, the enemy's strategy is highly unusual. As for why they resorted to such an unusual move, there are 2 plausible explanations. First, enemy may be comprised of fighters skilled enough to forego a diversion tactic. You mean there could be more? Oh, how many dudes are we gonna fight? We're as strong as the woman in the truck who kidnapped Sean? Secondly, the enemy may have purposefully unleashed the abnormalities from the cages as a follow-up measure. Follow-up measure? Art thou implying those villains sought to disguise the vile attack? No. The chance of a cover-up is almost non-existent. Unless they had precise knowledge of the scavenger abnormalities that could devour the corpses clean, the enemy would never have left such identifiable wounds on their victims. It makes more sense that their goal was to delay HQ's main reinforcements and keep them from reaching the scene on time as we did. Like a delay tactic, I see. Like maybe they're looking for something? Possibly. They must have had a specific object in mind when they broke through. Which means whatever they're looking for should be here somewhere. Good job, Honglu. I'm glad to see those two brain cells are finally working together. Something elusive, so well hidden that they had to distract us just to buy themselves some time. We need to hurry then. Wait, do you fellas hear something? Sounds like breathing. Well, it's faint. I hear it. In this general direction. We knelt around the fallen door, slipped our fingers under the debris, and lifted. The door rose with a loud metallic creak. Hey, Alyssa's dead. Yeah! Shit. Underneath the door was a woman, her breathing shallow. She was one of Hohenheim's researchers who guided us through the regular checkup. I think she had maybe 6 lines. You're alive, Alice, wasn't it? Or something like that. It's Alyssa. I'm Alyssa. Yeah, I didn't think you remember my name.
Yeah, this is what I totally remembered your name. Yep.
Every breath hurts so much. I couldn't call out for help. It reminds me of what Boss used to say. We're not the main characters of the story, so upon the proverbial coin flip, we can only wait to see if it'll land heads or tails. Alyssa let out a brief, dejected chuckle before wincing in pain.
Lady, seems to me you're in plenty pain. This is hardly time to be joking about. Hold on. The stake.
Alyssa's hand was grasped around the same spiral-shaped rod that the bodies in the hallways were holding. What happened here? The alarm system didn't go off. Even the smallest accidents or issues trigger the alarm to go off in our department. Boss Hohenheim was adamant about installing that system, said that he didn't want to repeat the fall of the Lobotomy Corporation. Well, good job, Hohenheim. God, you had one job and you screwed it up. A pain grimace crept into Alyssa's expression as she tried to calmly continue to explain why Hohenheim was totally not an idiot. Why did it have to be like you guys to show up? Oh. Like the alarm system didn't go off, like not even when the employees realized that the facility was under attack. No, it's not supposed to behave that way. It wasn't. We waited quietly as Alyssa caught her breath and calmed down. We've got a traitor somewhere in the company, is what's probably happening. The light suddenly died. We thought it was the experiment we were conducting. Boss groused from time to time about how much energy it eats. Damn it, I should have noticed that something was off. So I thought it was just a temporary power outage. No one thought much of it because like it didn't trigger the alarm system. Yeah, that's understandable. I was heading to the research hall to retrieve something and that's when I heard the sound of dress shoes click clack echoing through the dark hallway. Not too slow, not too fast, a relaxed but disciplined gait. No one in our department walks like that. We're always so busy. We always walk in a slight jog. Then a terrible dying scream followed before the massacre began, like a hellish nightmare that just wouldn't end. No one knew what was going on.
Help, who's there?
All I knew was that I had to run, and something whistled through the wind, and I felt like something hot across my chest. I looked down and saw this thing had pierced me. Then I passed out. When I woke up, someone had forcibly unlocked all the containment units. Abnormalities, peccatila, even distortions running amok. And I was pinned down by a containment unit door that got knocked off its frame. So you weren't with Hohenheim or the other people when it occurred. Boss must have been by the conference hall. Could you get the pen and paper from my pocket? Alyssa drew a simple map of the piece of torn paper. I don't know if the others are safe, but follow this map and you should at least be able to see for yourself or at least get a clue of what happened.
There. We get the general idea. Now let's have a look at that wound. Bollocks, that wound keeps bleeding. This ain't your usual weaponry. You recognize this?
From the way it looks, the more the victim moves, the deeper it will drill into their flesh. Perhaps a workshop product designed to stall and take combatants out of commission rather than kill outright. It seems like the staying still is what saved your life. That was wise of you. Yeah, I don't know about wise. It hurts too much to even think about moving anyway. Perhaps aught that closes a wound or rapidly heals it be the remedy. Were we to extract the vile weapon?
It's no use.
It's no use? Is that the kind of device that physically can't be removed?
No.
Pulling it out isn't the hard part.
It's just inadvisable.
Force it out of her then. She'll end up like those bodies in the hallway.
Yeah,
The spiral burrows endlessly to reach the other side, but paradoxically it cannot punch through all the way because it will never arrive at that point.
Sweetheart, this is called a spiral. Once it is lodged inside the body, even the slightest of movements will make it burrow deeper into the flesh, forcing the victim to remain perfectly still. It may not sting any worse than a prick of a thorn at first, but the more you try to yank it free, the further it drills into the body. But no matter how much it keeps digging in, it will never make it to the other side. The closer closer it gets to the end, the slower it becomes. It can never meet its endpoint.
Oh, who's this? Whose voice is this? Cigarette Mom?
You know how to unlock it, yeah? I'll give you the once you return with the job done. Remember, if you try to pull it out without the
It will tear everything out and tangle itself with it as it bored through. So stay put exactly as you are if you want to live.
All I could see were the fragments of our memories, its remnants.
if you try to pull it out without the you try to pull it out without matching the then
Saving clock.
Ryoshu, what if that spiral needs a certain combination of numbers, like a password?
to resolve the spiral's paradox, you need to find the correct pair. If you try to pull it out without a matching number, then the sword and the scabbard, yin and yang, to past and the future, me and you. Everything regrettably is paired together with an awfully stubborn connection. Do you understand what it means to die? What it means to sever something?
For a brief moment, an odd expression appeared on Ryoshu's face.
White hair.
Do speak.
The spiral can be disabled. It must have something to do with numbers, like the clock said. But I don't exactly remember what it means. Now, what do you think about a spiral-shaped weapon called the tortoise spiral?
It seems that you have come to understand, if only marginally, how Faust is to be used. As I have visually observed the device, and Ryoshu has provided certain keywords to narrow the results, Faust can now know. Oh my god, we don't have Chat GPT, we have Faust GPT.
Did you say you're to be used? What?
Zenon's tortoise spiral is what Faust calls this device. After some time, Faust pulled the bottom part of the spiral, opening its hatch. It has a lock. The spiral requires a 7-digit combination to release. Also, the spiral's infinitely burrowing nature, despite its inability to ever penetrate the heart, explains why Miss Alyssa's bleeding will not stop. Roshi and the rest of us stared at the spiral lock with a degree of trepidation.
This probably won't work, but can we just start from 0 and go from there? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4?
As is the case with most locks, a certain number of incorrect attempts would...
Point taken, it's death in it.
Don't leave me alone, I'm scared. That's honestly what I'd like to ask. I don't want to die. I want to be upgraded from side character, please. But there might be survivors by the lab. Just go help them instead.
But if we leave you like this...
Well, this isn't the worst way to go. This way, at least, I won't be going into some trivia book of stupid deaths like 100 dumbest researcher deaths.
Perhaps working under Hohenheim has influenced her to put on a mask of aloofness even in situations like these, but it was clearly taking considerable effort on her part to maintain it.
We shall return to thy side, young Alyssa. What? I giveth thee my word, so hide as best as thou can when enemies approach. Thou mustn't yield now, I beseech thee.
You better listen to the lass. She ain't one for empty platitudes. Listen, if you're dead when we get back, I'm gonna beat you back to life.
Yeah, okay, I won't give up. Thank you.
C485?
Ryoshu quietly muttered to herself.
Clock, ever play a game of escape room? This is very much like a game of escape room. To find the solution, you begin by gathering the clues. We have, what, you want to say the researcher, don't you? Then you'll need a serial number on the spiral.
Every step we took away from Alyssa as she suffered a slow and painful death was painful to us. I wasn't even sure if we could save her life. Shadows beset the path ahead. All right, well, I know it's a mess in here and everything, but you know, we still gotta read all the investors or, you know, I get yelled at. Hey, Alyssa, you wanna read this? You know, I know you're having a bad time right now, but you know, maybe it'll make you feel better. Okay, geez, you could have just said no. Gosh, all right. Well, I guess I'll do it then. As always, thank you so much to everybody who has supported the Limbus company, especially the you know, the bus division. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. Let's see over here. Thank you, Cade Gall 3321, Tolan the Bell, Komodo Prima, Apollo Owl, Time Thornbloom, RBW 321, Caden Gameearth 2112, Colin Zephyr, Ico FabiRay, Ben Ferox, Ifany, Impulse DM, Jay the Duelist, Katolish, Locar 812, Ms. Lacane, Nick Knack 819, Red Spade 83, Rowan Yeen, Star Guardian Fritzer, Sweet Sheba, the Camelot Bard, Tia Brings Donuts, and Trace Alcrom. Thank you for all your support, especially to what we'll call renovations that are probably gonna have to happen here. But you know, it's all good. As always, we appreciate. Thank you very much. I think there's a guys get in front of me. I think there's an abnormality coming down the hallway. Guys, just lock in now. All right, let's go.